Hey guys, Chris from Provo Beast Audio Installation, and today we're doing a very quick tutorial around the audio bump or pop noise when you turn your vehicle on when you have aftermarket equipment installed. Commonly found in Ford, Lincoln, Mercury vehicles. Another one, you may hear a bump or a pop noise in your speakers when you turn the car on for the first time. That's commonly found when you have an aftermarket radio installed and you're retaining, let's say, a factory amplifier that has a factory sub. Or even speakers. If you hear a pop or a bump in the speakers whenever you turn the key on after the radio is booted up, that's generally because that factory equipment, when designed by Ford or the manufacturer, probably designed it to see 5 volts to turn on, but your aftermarket radio is putting out 12. And so what that does, that extra voltage creates that noticeable audio bump or pop in the speaker, and it can be annoying. It doesn't necessarily damage anything, it's just more of an annoyance. So to get around that, to fix that, what we have here is called a 12 volt to 5 volt reducer. It's my Axis. It's the AFDI-5V. What this does is essentially provides that step down from 12 volts to 5 volts, allowing you to eliminate or greatly reduce that audio bump, that noticeable bump or pop in the speaker when you turn on the vehicle. This little device is only a couple of bucks and it's super convenient and it's easy to hook up. This includes 3 different wires. Black is generally your ground, so you just ground this within your harness, whatever vehicle you're putting this in. And then you have your input and your output. So your input generally comes from the trigger wire from the radio, your blue-white, so you'll hook it up to your aftermarket radio's blue-white or whatever trigger wire. This will see 12 volts in. The reducer here will reduce that from 12 volts to 5 volts, and then this is your output. So your blue-red wire, you'll send this to an amplifier, your factory amplifier harness, or whatever needs to see 5 volts there. You can also use these, for example, if you're putting in a USB charger. Those USB chargers generally need 5 volts instead of 12 volts. You can use these in this application as well. A lot of different uses here. It's a really cool, simple device to hook up. What we're going to do is quickly get this soldered into this harness and show you what it looks like when we're done. Okay, so we got our 12 volt to 5 volt reducer here. Again, remember, black goes to ground, so what we've done is tied it into our harness ground. We just teed into that, soldered that in. And then remember, our input is blue-white, so that comes from the 12 volt source, which from our radio is our amplifier turn on. It's the trigger wire here. So that'll go through. We have just another lead off in case we had another amp down the road, but that goes in. And then we have an output here, right? So this is our 5 volt output, this blue-red wire, and this will go to whatever accessory that requires a 5 volt trigger, like our factory Ford amplifier. This will go into that factory Ford amp and reduce or eliminate that turn on bump when the key is cycled on with aftermarket equipment installed. So we're going to do this nice and clean. So once these connections cool, we're going to move our heat shrink up and over those connections so they're nice and insulated, and then we'll just bundle it with the rest of our harness. Well, that's about it for this quick tutorial. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. We post great content here all the time on the channel. Hopefully this video was helpful for you, and if you want to see this all in action, we are installing this 12 volt to 5 volt reducer and a Ford Escape. We'll have a link in the description as well as a card up above. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the next video.